Hello everyone! Welcome to Let's Program with Scientier. And today I'm going to continue working on the task tracker. Notably, I remembered to turn my microphone on this time, or rather, I didn't turn it off, as I did the previous time, like a silly person. I did just realize between episodes that there is a serious and critical error with having the completed checkbox. And that's just turning this spool on and off doesn't actually do all the things that being completed is supposed to do. So I need to probably remove it. Yeah. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it off. You can't change it yourself. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about anything more with it. It can be displayed, but one of the things I need to do is not this thing. This is the general properties, which I do need to do stuff to. Where was the... Oh, it's probably over this guy. Probably right here. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably right here. So this is going to need to have... completed dot check changed. Wait, did I already add one? Oh, I did. Well, then I don't need to add another one. That would be completely silly. Okay. I guess I already added one of these. This is going to need to... Yeah, okay. So I just actually the best idea is to go into task over here. And where do I have completed? Yes, right here. So what makes sense is to go ahead and put a thing there, come down here. Turn completed. Need a set there, and all this formatting is all kinds of wrong. There we go. So this is going to set completed equals value, and then if value for each task module in task modules module dot on completion. Now, one of the things that I note is I don't have an uncomplete a task option right now, which does make marking it uncompleted, as it were, a little dubious, shall we say, at best. So that's something to take into consideration. Yeah. So I might want to do something like if completed checked completed dot enabled equals false. So if basically when this becomes checked, this turns itself off, so you can't uncheck it. That makes sense. So like if I go ahead and new task, yeah, and I mark it completed, all of a sudden you can't mark it uncompleted, right? Now I think that makes sense. Obviously, you want to be careful not to like make mistakes or something, but yeah, that makes sense to me. Now, man, I have so much blank space over there, but I guess that's okay. I'm just thinking about like how can I kind of make the most of my real estate. Here's where I can set the priority. I do want to have like priority information, but I'm not sure how I want to handle that, if that makes sense. So in terms of displaying the priority, I think my general idea was to set that via colors, as I recall. So let's go ahead and actually make a function here. I don't know. It'd probably be private. Void set color by set color. So what this is going to need to do is like right here, set color, and right here, set color. So what this needs to do is sets the background color of the control based on information about the task. So, for example, if task.completed, I need to go over to task and make this private. Just discovered that. So if task is completed, back color should equal, I don't know, color dot dark gray, maybe. Else, so if the task is not completed, then we kind of set the color based upon the priority, I think. That seems like the main thing that I'd want to set it based on. Priority. So default. So this is just going to automatically flow. By default, it's going to have medium priority color. So default and medium are going to be kind of treated as the same thing. So you can do this as a flow through on a switch if you just have like immediate flow through like this. But if you don't have immediate flow through, like if I were to put code here, code, type code, sure, why not? This would need a break. So it's with how C# handles switch statements. So I want low, back burner, high, and immediate. So this should set like the back color to something kind of strong, like red, orange red. Yeah, let's try orange red. So I'm gonna need to like test out all these colors. I'm probably just need to play with stuff until I get colors that I'm happy with. But that's how this goes sometimes. So high priority should probably be light. None of these are standing out to me. So what are our reds? We have red. Yeah, that's aggressive. Okay. Uh-huh. I want... Let's think about this a little bit. I usually think of like red, yellow, green. But like... So back burner... So if I want high priority, let's set high priority actually to a light yellow, maybe. What's light goldenrod yellow look like? Okay, let's try light goldenrod yellow. That's probably a nice color. Back burner should be, what should this be? Like something non-intimidating, like light blue maybe. Low should just be like a light green. What is this? Yeah, that seems reasonable. And medium make this light pink color. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on. So let's just make a category. Let's add some tasks. This one's going to be back burner. New task. Low. Medium. High. And immediate. Okay, so let's just go ahead and set these. This one should be priority back burner. That's low. This should be priority medium. High. Okay, so immediately what I'm sensing is I want high and medium switched probably. Okay, immediate definitely stands out. Like this is super, super strong compared to the other ones. I kind of feel like I want high and medium swapped. So that makes sense to me. If I mark these completed... Okay, completed needs to set color as well. Like, so I need to make sure I make that mark. So let's just go ahead and come in here, and let's just swap these colors. So I want this on high, but otherwise I think I'm fairly happy. Like I said, the main thing is I just need to come up here and go set color as well. So that way when you mark something completed, it goes out. Yes. So mark it completed and it goes gray. Done task. I like that. That makes me happy. So I just noticed something that was very obnoxious. I don't know if you noticed it or not. Probably not because you weren't working with the program. But you might have because I kept having to click on the thing. So I want to go to add item form. This might be something that I do with the designer, actually. So this guy right here, tab index is 4. So I want this to be 0. What is this? This is 0. Let's go ahead and move this to 1. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and move this to 2. This to 3. So 0. This should be tab index 1. Let's go ahead and make this like 5 and 6. So what should happen, I think, is we should start here. Oh, and no. Okay, so we should start with this selected and then tab up to here, then over to there, over there. So let's test this because what I was finding to be really obnoxious was that I was having to select. Yeah, okay, so now that's selected. I can tab over to through there. Okay, so I want tab to take me to this. So I'm going to need to figure out what's wrong with my tab index. Okay, so this one has a tab index of 1. This has a tab index of 2. This is 0. I assume it goes... 0. I would assume it would go to 1. These are not marked as tab stops, right? I assume. Yeah, it's not even showing the thing. So this should go here next, right? I don't know. Let's try this. Rebuild solution. There's occasionally times when like stuff just doesn't work the way that you expect it to, and sometimes a rebuild solution will do it. So if I add a new task or I add a new category, that goes there first. I wonder why. Why does it go that way? I need to know how this works, but I can type in fluff and yeah, same thing. It kind of goes through it in an order contrary to what I would assume it would. That should make it a little bit easier. And like this is starting off as low priority. I can throw it into the back burner and it goes like a pale, unassuming blue, which I'm not. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure 100% about the blue. I kind of feel like I just want it to be gray. So I might just set that to a gray, but a different gray. Okay, so let's look up. I don't know what this thing is. That thing was weird. Let's just go back up to friendly Microsoft Developer Network and just type in like control.tab index. Because I want to know how this thing works. Greater than or equal to 0. Lower numbers being earlier in the tab order. If one or more controls, if more than one control on the same parent controls the same tab index, the order of the control. Oh, I see. I think I know what's going on here. Don't want to close that, just want to minimize it. This right here should also have a tab index of like 1. I think. This is my guess. We'll find out in a second here. I do want to come down here. That's dark gray. I just want to make back burner be light gray. The blue is a pretty color, I think, but it doesn't convey the correct sense of like, this is not urgent to me. Yes, and then tab. Yep, that solved it. Because this thing was like, oh, you'll go into stuff here kind of last. So I can be like, doodle? And then I can be like, no, I don't want it in doodle. Wait, no, I have to have it in doodle. Taco. So now if I set this priority to back burner, now it's just kind of an unassuming gray, kind of like things were, which I feel like is better for back burner. The idea of these different priorities, by the way, back burner is like stuff that I want to get to at some point in time, but it's not important. And low, medium, high priority, and then immediate is like, you need to be working on this, son. You need to be getting this done. But when you get it done, it goes dark gray. Not to be confused with the back burner gray, which is a light gray. So I am happy with those developments. I think that will help things along. I mean, I could theoretically change this thing's stuff, but it doesn't change the fact that it's been completed. I should actually probably make it set way when you complete it, this turns off as well, so you can't edit it anymore. That's not a bad idea. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or a bad idea. I don't know. I'm going to leave it the way it is and just assume that I'm going to use it right and not like do weird stuff that makes an already completed control have a due date or whatever, because that's silly. By the way, I should add, this is a while back, but there was in main window, I tested out some of the archiving functionality, and I needed to update how it worked, but what I found was in this, where I have the code for making the path name, I accidentally had this have the data file name on it, so I removed that, and I cleaned up the name that I'm saving to a little bit because it was not great. Yeah, it was not great. So I cleaned that up a little bit. So if anybody cares, somebody probably cares. Somebody will care when I actually work on it. Okay, so that kind of cleans up that. Was there any other general task properties I needed to attend to? I got priority taken care of. Archived is not relevant currently because I'm not going to currently allow you to load archives. Name I can do stuff with. ID is not something that should be getting exposed. No, category ID. Oh, category actually. This is actually how I'm intending on moving tasks, is I want to be able to change the category ID. So that should definitely be a general property. I think for the most part, that's most of what I need for actual like tasks, because otherwise it's going to be like adding stuff to tasks, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and yeah, I added this. So this to do is done. I'm just going to delete that because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to go ahead and just add another. Actually, I could set some of this stuff up to doc if I wanted to, which I don't know that I care. Let's go ahead and add a group box. And this one will be called category. Now, as I recall, I believe that I've set stuff up such that category stuff automatically will move it if you change the category, but I never set up the ability to change the category. Yeah, that's good. Roll that up. Category. Okay, let's view our code here. Let's comment some. Well, I should actually change that to say field category. Follow the convention I've been using inside of this thing. Set up the name, date of creation. It's just so much easier to parse. Priority. Category. So right here, I just need to go for each category. See in category dot all categories. Field category dot items dot add c dot name. Actually, not c dot name. C dot toString. Names the category. Full name is true. I want the full name here. I don't know why I wouldn't. Most of the time I want the full name, interestingly enough. Selected index equals task dot owner dot category ID. And then field dot selected index changed. Cool. And then this is going to go ahead and set owner dot category ID equals field category selected index. Now this is actually a good question, because what I probably need to do here is a little bit more complicated than that. This should go if the category ID is now different, select a task, right? But one of the things that you'll note is that categories have their list of tasks, and this has changed. This has caused a disconnect, shall we say. So what I actually want to do here is, rather than letting the category ID be edited per se, I should actually just add a public void change category, int new category. Changes the category this task is in. The new category for the task to be in. Okay. So this is I don't need main window open right now. An important concept right here. I just want to go ahead and make sure I update this before I forget. Just select everything and tell it to format. Just like to do that every now and then. Okay. Why not do it here? There. Format everything properly. Okay. So what needs to happen right here is this needs to go category dot all categories category ID dot tasks dot move. Is this a bad idea? I need to go look at the category add task to see if removing a task like that is a bad idea. Now, all that does is just assigns the category ID and then adds the task. Okay, so that's not a problem. And then category, all categories, new category, dot add task, this. Okay, so that should hopefully sync things up. We'll find out in a second. So let's make first category, sure, unnamed task is fine. Let's add another category called second category. We've selected second category, which doesn't have a task in it. And let's go ahead and just change this to that and close that. And now we are in second category. First category is now empty. Second category has a task. So that's all we wanted. That does what it needs to. It allows us to be able to change the category from right here. Again, when we close it, it will select the category with the task that's in it. So if that's confusing, I apologize for that. But that's how that works now. So that's really cool. I think that's all of the general properties, though, that we need. Just the date of creation, which we have. I might add a hyphen in that because that kind of blurs together in just a pile of numbers. The name of the task, which we can change, the priority, which we can change, the first category, which we can change. Then there's a bunch of information about that we don't want to change there. Completed allows us to mark the task completed. So that's all cool. Okay. So that's all fine and dandy. That means general properties is mostly done. The only thing, like I said, that I have left is wanting to change how the timestamp is being drawn. Well, oh, okay, this is interesting. Owner.creation date.toString. Do I want to set up the formatting? I mean, I can. You know what? It's fine just being a mess of numbers. I don't feel like fixing the formatting. So the question is there any more of that general information that we think needs to be in the in this category task view thingy? So like if I just make a task right here, here's our general information. We don't care about the date of creation, generally speaking, so there's no reason to add that there. We do care about the priority, but we indicate that with some color. The category is extraneous because it's like it won't show up if it's in a category we don't have selected and the name is displayed. So I feel like all the general properties that we need are indeed visible. These don't do anything yet, but so here's actually, it'd probably be a good idea for me to go ahead and because we're coming up on time here, think about working on the scheduled view next time. So I might do that. There's definitely more stuff that I'm going to need to do with the category view task thingy with, do I need to do more with this? I'm not sure if I need to do more with I probably do. Because I probably need to add, yeah, right here. I'll need to add more stuff here as I add more modules. This right here, I don't think I need because this will, what's the right term? I will be able to add to this what's needed through the other thing because I don't think there's everything else that I want to add to this is specific information. So I don't think I need anything from general information. Category is going to need some new stuff, but the functionality currently is completed. It's just going to need save and archive functions, but I'm going to worry about that once I've got more stuff set up. So this actual form, I don't think I need to look at anymore because that list is being generated right here. Right? Yeah, it's right here. Module names is being added. So I just need to add more stuff here as I add things. Task is probably actually not needing a whole lot more attention at the moment either. Add item form is also not needing anything. So, because like the main thing that task needs is also like archiving info. So I'll need to have this for adding stuff. Right here, if I have as I add more task modules, I'll need to add stuff for how I add a task module. Most of the time, it's just a label, but if it needs a specific thing, like if I want to, for example, attach a picture, then I'm going to need to do stuff with that as just an example. And I do plan to add functionality for that, but that's going to be pretty complicated. It's going to involve making like an image cache because it's a really bad idea to have like, say if you attach, I don't know, a photograph that's like 4,000 by 3,000 or something as an example, that's going to be huge. And that's going to take up a lot of memory, so you're going to want to resize that to something reasonable. Not to mention, it's just going to make if you preview it, it's just going to be enormous. So there's no reason to like have the like full size, but you can have like basically a thumbnail. So I'll probably add some thumbnailing functionality. There's going to need to be more task modules, but I think the due date is currently in a good spot. And the task edit form right here is going to need more stuff here. But I think a lot of what I was trying to set up with the category view stuff is in a spot where I just need to add modules. So I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and work on... I'm going to leave these 3 open, but to go ahead and work on the schedule view next time. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully you've enjoyed me thinking about what to work on next. And thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.